Ever wondered what a pianka is? Well, sit tight, you're about to find out and learn how to make one. So Christmas can be a little overwhelming, let's face it. But I like to take it as an opportunity to talk to my friends and family and find out what it really means to them. What traditions do they remember? Or what could we even bring in now as a new tradition that we celebrate year after year? Let me give you an example. My other half is half Polish. So I've been trying to find a way to honour that side of his heritage, and a quick search online threw these up. Now, they're called pianka, and if you say it differently, please tell me if you've got the correct pronunciation, just put it in the comments below. But they are essentially chandeliers, and they're made from lots of different bits and pieces, including card, pom-poms, possibly paper flowers. You can put beads on them. I mean, there are so many different examples online, really. Have a look. Different colours, different sizes, even different shapes. But let me talk you through the basics of what you'll need to make one of these. Now, obviously the main ring that you're basing everything and hanging everything off, I've used an embroidery hoop for mine, but you can even use a paper plate if you wanted to after Christmas Day if you've got any left over, and just use the outside rim. Also some paper straws. Notice paper straws, any colour to match your colour scheme. Tissue paper if you're going to make flowers, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. Pom-poms if you'd rather, you can just make the whole thing actually from pom-poms. Card separators, and I've punched these through some samples I had left over from a while ago, and twine. That's essentially it. And bearing in mind pianka actually means spider, so there are 6 strands to this. When you start, obviously I'm going to put some of this information on my blog, sequinsandslippers.com, but when you start, you're looking to see how long do I want this to be, how high, how tall, how long do I want it to fall, and equally there'll be part underneath as well. So I've just sort of guesstimated that. I've cut 6 strands to the same length, and then either sellotape this end to the table, wherever you're working, or with a corkboard, pin it so that you can work with 1 strand at a time. And all you want to do is cut lots of different pieces of whatever it is you're using. I'm using, as I said, the straw, the cardboard separators, pom-poms and flowers, and then thread them. Using, I find, much easier to use an embroidery needle for this bit. So, piece of card straw, a card separator, another piece of cardboard straw, and then a pom-pom, for example. So then when I've done that, and I've done the entire length for one side, I'm going to repeat the process for the other 5, and they'll all be exactly the same. And you can see how that would start to build. So I'm not going to go into the entire process, but I will show you how to make a tissue flower, because I really think they look quite pretty. So I have stapled 9 pieces of square tissue paper together. And if you want to look where, for example, the beginning or the inside of the flower is much darker and the outside of the flower goes to a lighter colour, then obviously you'd put the darker coloured tissue paper on the top and then the lighter tissue paper underneath. And this is how you make it. You take 1 sheet at a time and bring them right up to the centre. And then you are squeezing them as much as you can, 1 at a time. Now, bearing in mind I've got 9 pieces here. You're not doing them all at once because that won't have the desired effect. You are scrunching them all 1 at a time. And I'll just do 1 more so that you can see what happens when you separate them again. And do it carefully. Goes without saying, I suppose, doesn't it? Right, when you open them out, be sure to open them separately, carefully, and don't straighten them. Don't try and make them as they were before. Just roughly open them out. And what will happen is it creates a 3D effect, and they will then stay like that. And the way that I attach this then to one of those twines would literally just to be take my embroidery needle, put it right through the middle. And when you're looking at the chandelier, because it's generally going to be above you, always bear that in mind. So with this, everything that I'm looking at is from below. So the flower would go that way. Makes sense, doesn't it? I think they're beautiful, and I also think they can be quite addictive when you get going. So share yours with me, I'd love to see them.